Welcome back. It's time to talk politics. The APC state primaries have concluded, producing outcomes largely shaped by incumbent influence and party leadership structures across several states. In most cases, consensus arrangements and bloc negotiations determined the emergence of candidates, with fewer fully contested delegates election than expected. Party stakeholders say this approach was adopted to reduce internal disputes and strengthen cohesion ahead of future elections. Now, zoning arrangements and regional balancing also played a key role in candidate selection as parties sought to manage competing interests across different political and ethnic groups. Joining us for this conversation is public affairs analyst Dr. Yusuf Haroun. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us on TVC Breakfast Saturday.
Good morning. It's always a pleasure.
Interesting developments concerning the APC primaries, from the House of Representatives to the Senate to the State House of Assembly to the governorship. Today is the presidential primaries. What's your assessment of these primaries that we've seen, the agitations and the clamor that we're seeing at the moment?
Yeah, from my assessment, APC is still the only party that has an organized primary system. Let us look at AA, the one Showore allegedly claims wants to bring about revolution now. He has been the chairman of his party and the presidential candidate. There is no clear primaries. Let's look at PDP currently. They don't even have a structure. Let's look at the NDC. Look at Peter Obi. He is always running away from primaries, even when he was the governor of Anambra State till date. Why is he always running away? Why did he leave ADC just after barely 80 days? Because he's always afraid of primaries. Let's look at Atiku. He's also always trying to forge himself to be the only candidate on primaries, although he allegedly claimed he has never lost a primaries, but we all know he lost primaries. Back in 1992, even when he contested against Abiola MKO, he lost the primaries. Abiola won the primaries and ran the election in 1993, the Hope 93. He also lost primaries against Goodluck Jonathan. We are all students of history. He lost primaries against Muhammadu Buhari. Now let's come back to the Jagaban. He is somebody who always wants internal democracy. Even before he became the president, there were over 25 people gunning for this position in the ruling APC. The current vice president, many heavyweight governors, many ministers, but he still came out overwhelmingly to become the candidate. And that's also why he's called the last man standing. Even till now, as the current president, he doesn't just want to use his might. He allowed for primaries, direct primaries. APC have two types, the indirect primaries and the direct primaries. Now,
but the indirect is not recognized at the moment in the election. We have the direct primaries and the consensus that we are doing, that the APC is doing at the moment.
Now,
so these are reactions that is coming in. We've seen the consensus that worked in some places and direct primaries in some cases. So what's your overview of this primaries held by the APC?
So the consensus candidate might not work perfectly in this kind of situation because many people want to test their political strength. For example, even in the presidency, well, the president is currently having overwhelming support, and definitely he is going to win the primaries. Yes, one person wants to come out and test his popularity, which I believe he is just trying to look for attention. I don't think the person, he himself knows he can't get anywhere. Although I know or allegedly that he bought it from 100 million, I believe he's still going to step down for the president. Everybody knows that the president is going to win the ticket because even before he became president, he has had a massive influence. He was not holding any political office, let alone of now when he is very influential. So I believe that this direct primaries is very, very good for the politics we have now because it makes everybody test their strengths. Currently, we have 8,809 wards, and every registered member of APC is going to vote today for who they want to lead the presidential campaign or to lead the presidency or to have the presidential ticket for the APC. So I believe it's a good side, although there have been some setbacks. Part of the setbacks some people claim is that there is overwhelming influence because it is grassroots politics. And when one person is very influential at the grassroots, he can influence the delegates to vote. But there is no system that is perfect. But this system still involves grassroots participation, unlike consensus, where one Baba Saleh will just come and bring somebody and say, this is my preferred candidate, even if he doesn't have a grassroots appeal. Let's look at the governorship primaries also in Lagos State and in many other parts of Nigeria. Yes, there were endorsements by political figures. Notwithstanding, there was still primaries so that people will vote and elect their governor or gubernatorial candidate. So similar to what is happening today in the presidential primaries. So I think it's a good sign for democracy. Let's everybody, even you and I, can test our strengths to see how popular we are. It's a good sign, but it's good that we have these primaries, and I encourage I'm happy that the president has allowed everybody, every Nigerian, to contest and test their popularity, which is good.
Thank you so much. I mean, well spoken. I love lovely outfits. I mean, you came ready for us